There was Laidlaw, Nisbet, McMorgan, Ray Aitken. There was Bob Ewan, Norman Thornton, Geordie Smith, Don Lacey, myself, Alf Blundy. That should run up to 12.
10.
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Did I say Bill Holly?
Nope.
Oh, well, there's Bill Holly and who the hell?
Three.
Charlie King.
Charlie King.
And Charlie Pickering was also there, but he didn't go into the town.
Okay.
They left Charlie Pickering stay out at the rendezvous on the river with the criados. He stayed there.
Okay. And Garnett, O'Neill, Johnson, Thompson, and who?
Nev Mazer and Bluey Beresford. He was the other man. They were sent down to the coast road.
Yeah. Diversion.
To form to make a diversion.
Okay. Okay. So how did it all play out?
Well, half were through the barbed wire, and I just got through the barbed wire. We were going in one at a time, spaced, and the barbed wire was easy to get through, no trouble at all. And I had just gone through the barbed wire, and I heard footsteps coming down the road. So on one side of the road were houses, and the other side there was no houses. So I just crouched down alongside a bush in the on our side of the road, on the side that we'd gone in. And quite plainly I could see two Japs come down the road. Now they wouldn't be any more than about 20 feet away. And they turned into a house, practically opposite where I was. They turned into a house there. And when they'd gone, I just got up and I walked and met up with the rest of them further in. And the other blokes outside, I think their control was excellent myself. Some of them, they didn't even move. They stayed outside until everything was quiet again, then they come in one at a time. Picked the rest of us up, and we proceeded up the road to the town. And we came to a position, sandbag position probably was. There was a machine gun post. Ray Aitken says it was a Lewis gun, but how the hell he could tell, I don't know. There'd been lots of stories going on. The Japanese wouldn't have bothered about a bloody Lewis gun when they had a machine gun very similar to a Bren gun. The Lewis guns are very unreliable. And he read the Laidlaw was going across probably to make the weapon harmless, take the block out, or whatever. And he was about halfway across the road and a Jap came around from behind the sandbags. Now I don't know whether it's imagination or not, but that Jap took a few steps and stopped, and took a few more steps and stopped. And he must have been a big chap, because I didn't think he was looking up at Laidlaw. He was more or less looking, maybe not quite eye to eye, but pretty level with him. And he read, I suppose he was about a yard away from him. I thought, we didn't know what Laidlaw was going to do. No, and so naturally we weren't going to do anything. And he read, we didn't know whether he'd hit him on the head and knock him out, or we'd finish him off from the bush, or what he'd do with him. But at any rate, he shot him. And I, to this day, I believe, had nothing happened, we'd got away with one shot. Those troops wouldn't worry about one shot. They might stop what they were doing in the houses or anything else. But then, and I think it was Tom Nisbet who opened up with a Tommy gun. Well, that's a cat with a different tail altogether. That finished the Dili raid there and then. We just shot the houses up, and the strange thing, Laidlaw gave them the orders to pull out. And as true as I'm here, there must have been 6 or 7 blocks up in front of me, I never saw one of them go past me, because as they were going down the street, they were shooting into the houses that were further back. Everyone was shooting, and suddenly there's no shooting except me. Because I didn't know they'd pulled out. I did not know they had gone. And I thought, Mother of God, I'm getting out of here. So I started to go down the drain myself. And I felt a rifle. And then I heard a voice saying, "Who's that? Who's that?" And I thought it was a Jap that could speak English. And I forgot all about the rifle that I'd felt. And I crouched down on the drain with my rifle pointing up the drain from where the voice was coming at. Now the voice is coming from the town side, not the barbed wire side. And I thought it was a Jap could speak English. Anyways, I'm looking and looking, and then I saw this figure coming, and then I saw the big black beard. It was Laidlaw. As true as I'm here. How I never fired, I don't know. There must be something tells you. Because it never even entered my head to fire until I knew who it was. And it was Laidlaw, and he said, "Where are they?" I said, "If I knew, I'd be with them." And he read, we didn't go out through the barbed wire. We went over towards the right, and there was a high bamboo fence along there, and we went back in towards town again, looking to see if we get an opening in this fence. And he read, we came to a place and there was a tree with a branch overhanging the tree. And I said, "Look," I said, "we can jump up and swing ourselves over that fence, off that branch." So Laidlaw went first, and he jumped up, grabbed the branch and went to swing himself over, and his backside hit the fence and knocked it down. All I did was walk through. He was a big man, so had it been me, I'd have probably cleared the fence because I was on the lights. But he was a big man, and he hit the top of the fence and knocked it down, and I just walked through.
Did you ever see the machine gun diversion on the beach?
Did I ever see him? No,
Yeah.
we heard it.
Yeah.
They might have fired 2 or 3 shots.
But apparently you could see the tracer. They had tracer.
One of them had it. That was Porky Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah, who told you that one?
I've read it somewhere.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Porky had knocked off some ammunition. Knocked some off. Had it in his rifle all the time. Porky was a bushman actually. He was in Timor 10 months before he turned 16.
Oh wow.
Yes, he was a big young fella, big solid young fella, and as soon as they open up, all of a sudden these tracer bullets are coming out of Porky's rifle. Jack Thompson was his name, and he had. That was the ammunition he'd knocked off. But at any rate, it wasn't much of a diversion, and actually, I learned more about the raid after it than I ever learned during it when I was in it.
Yeah.
Because Merv Ryan was a prisoner of war, and so was Peter Alexander. And they were in the house right near where that machine gun post was. And Merv Ryan, I worked on the wharves in Fremantle afterwards, in 1948 with Merv Ryan after the war. And Merv talked about the night we went into Dili. I said, "Yeah," I said, "I was there." He said, "Well," he said, "there was only one shot and there wasn't much noise to that." He said, "But when the Tommy gun went off, all the Japs were supposed to be guarding in the house. They ran off out the back door and took off. But the officers stayed behind." And this is what Merv told me. I obviously did not know, none of us knew anything about that. And Merv's looking at the shutter. They had a wooden shutter, no window, a wooden shutter. And Merv's frightened as someone's going to start lobbing grenades inside. And he wanted that window closed, but they saw the Jap officer. The Jap officer detailed Merv to close it. And Merv reckoned he crawled across the floor and put his finger up and closed the shutter and turned the little bolt on it. And he said, even if the officer had gone through, Paddy, we could not have got out of that house. He said, the place was just bullets flying through the doorway, through the window. They were all lying on the floor, and the Peter Alexander was there too.
Mm-hmm.
And they just possibly couldn't get out. Merv told me all the houses along that part of the road where we got it, they were just riddled with bullets. The doors, the shutters that they had on, and probably all the Japs had gone through too. So we didn't have anything to worry about. We didn't know that at the time. But that's next morning. Peter Alexander said the Japs paraded them, and they had one rifle and one steel helmet. And the rifle belonged to Don Lacey. He lost his rifle. And the steel helmet got knocked off. Someone bumped into Norman Thornton and knocked his steel helmet off. And that was the steel helmet they had.